Know that there is an invisible ceiling that is preventing you from going from just like wholesaling a little bit to being an absolute superstar in this business. I am going to give you an exercise that's going to show you exactly what to do to destroy that invisible ceiling. So get a pen, get a paper, get whatever it is that you want to write on, and let's get going. Boom. Everybody, it is Brent Daniels here, and now that you've got something to write with, a piece of paper, I want you to write down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is critical because this is going to get into your mind a little bit and really get the real facts about what's going on with your business and your financial life. So on number 1, what I want you to do, and don't lie to yourself on this, you are the only one that's going to know this, you're the only one that's going to see this, but on number 1, I want you to write down the amount, your cost of living, the exact amount that it costs you to live. I want your mortgage or rent in there. I want your car payment. I want insurance. I want your phone bill. I want your cable bill, Netflix, gym membership, everything that it costs you to live every single month. Maybe it's $4,000, maybe it's $2,000, maybe it's $10,000. Whatever it is, you need to be really clear on what that number is. So that's number 1. Number 2, I want you to write down every outside income that you make outside of the wholesaling business. Okay, whether that be from your job, whether that be from like alimony, or whether that be from child support, whether that be from Social Security, whether that be from rentals, whatever the extra income that you're making outside of the wholesaling business, I want you to write that down. Okay, get it perfect. So now we've got the cost, your cost of living, the amount of outside income that you get, and number 3, I want you to subtract those and get to that number. Okay, that is a very interesting number, because if those are even, or if you're positive there with the amount of money that you're making at your current job, or the amount of money that you're getting from outside sources, maybe it's your spouse. Maybe your spouse makes a ton of money and covers all your costs of living. This is the interesting part, okay? Because when you get to 95% of people, I'm serious about this, 95% of people stay in that level. They just want their bills paid. They just want to be able to support themselves. So what they do in this wholesaling business is they get into it and they say, okay, I want to replace my current income. Okay, so that I can do this full time, and then I'm going to blast off. And then what happens is they start getting into it, they start doing some deals, or they start getting some frustrations and some roadblocks, and all of a sudden their commitment starts getting chipped away in this business. The commitment to wholesaling chipped away. They start making calls and they start making appointments, and they don't get the deal locked up, and they get frustrated, but they've got that backup plan. Number 2 on that piece of paper is that backup plan, that outside income that you have coming in, you are relying on as your safety net. Okay, and I get it, and it's important, and I don't want you to get rid of that safety net. I want you to change your mindset and think about where you want your top line to be, your cost of living to be. Or if you want to keep that cost of living as low as it is now, how much additional money do you need to buy the assets for long-term wealth building? That is so critical, guys. I'm seeing people over and over again start with so much passion and so much like love for this business and commitment, and they courage, and they're going for it, and then they have setbacks and they slide back into their jobs. They slide back into whatever is paying that number 2 line, that line that says, this is the money that I make outside of the wholesaling business. This is a mental thing. You need to change your mentality, okay? Number 4 on the list, so first we have what your cost of living, 2nd, outside income, 3rd is what the difference is between that, and 4th is what is your average assignment fee, or what does your average deal size earn you? Okay, because that's going to tell you how many deals that you're going to be stuck in. If you're making $5,000 an assignment, or $10,000 or $15,000, how many of those do you need to cover your cost of living? Most people stop there. That's why most people have that ceiling. They hit that ceiling of what their cost of living is, and they don't push further. I am challenging you now to push further than your cost of living expenses. It is so difficult. Number one way to do it is you got to write down your 90-day goals. You have to have 90-day goals. They have to make sense. They have to be realistic. If you want some advice on that, go watch our video a week ago on setting up your 90 days in this business. But you got to write down your goals, okay? You have got to not be satisfied with just paying your bills. You've got to push it harder than you've ever pushed before. You're in the position you're at now because you keep going to that ceiling and stopping, right? Or maybe you bump up that ceiling, your cost of living a little bit more by buying cars or buying bigger houses or whatever it is. You know, you keep pushing up to that ceiling. You need to get to that ceiling and blast through it so that you can get a ton of money in reserves to buy assets. That's the whole point of wealth building, is to buy assets that are going to pay you back, either through appreciation or through buying down the debt on it or through cash flow. This is so critical. But guys, people are stopping at their ceiling all the time. They're stopping at what does it cost me to live? You know, they replace their job with another job, which is wholesaling. That's not a business. You've got to be inspired. You've got to be committed. You got to have the courage, the competence, and the confidence to build this business up, your wholesaling and your real estate business up to a massive level to where you are netting $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 above what your cost of living is. But that ceiling, that cost of living ceiling is always present. It's always there. It's always in the back of your mind. If I can just get this done, I'm going to be good. Don't be like that. I know that the audience on this YouTube channel is phenomenal. The comments have been phenomenal. You guys have been like absolutely bananas with like taking action and really like implementing the things that you're learning on this channel, and I love it. So I'm speaking to you seriously now. Push through it. Once you start making that money, push higher, think bigger. There is an analogy that when you are, think of yourself as a potted plant, like something like this plant behind me, like a potted plant. You can only grow as big as that pot is. You need to pull yourself out and repot yourself all the time. And that's with thinking bigger. That's with not being satisfied with hitting that ceiling, that invisible ceiling of just living for, just working for your cost of living. It is pushing through that. It is surrounding yourself. In the car, you should just be listening to podcasts and Audible and putting all the good stuff in. When you're at home, you should be reading at least 10 pages a day, if not an hour a day. Put the good stuff in. You should be surrounded by people doing way more business than you. Put that into your life and it explodes. That's what destroys that invisible ceiling. Once you're around people doing way more than you, then that ceiling starts opening up and you're able to really commit to just taking this business and running, because wholesaling is winning the lottery. It is a cash machine. If you are serious about it and you don't do what the average wholesaler does, which is just replace their income or just subsidize their income a little bit. Push through it. Make this a business. Make this about you. Make this your wealth generating machine, baby. Once you do that, everything's going to open up. Opportunities are going to be open up. The only way to do that is you've got to talk to people all the time. This business boils down to one thing. It is having quality conversations with distressed property owners. Do that every single day and you win. It is flawless. It is 100%. It's undefeated. So do that every single day, baby. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to this. We're going to just bring so much, we're trying to bring so much value to the community. You guys have been amazing at responding and like taking action. That's the most important thing. If you're just in this to just kind of just look at it and view it and just kind of put it into your head and feel good about it, it does nothing. You got to take action on all this. So do this exercise. Really do this exercise. See what your cost of living is. See what your outside amount, the amount that you get paid outside of your of the wholesaling businesses. See what that number is, the difference, and then see what your average deal size is, and put together the plan to be able to explode this business and move past just living your life as it is now. I encourage you all to talk to people. I love you all. Until next time. See ya.